the nice thing about glass is from the beginning you start doing things. Of course, at first you think that you did it, and you don't know how much little control you had on it. And it's mostly the glass is doing its own thing. But eventually you learn to control the glass. The bull was chosen by me as one of the first things to do with glass sculpture because I wanted to introduce an element of strength into the glass. Since glass is considered to be so fragile and hard to handle, I wanted to create something that's exactly the opposite, to get something that's the symbol of strength and power. You see, glass has already an history of itself. You see, you know the Murano glass or any glass that you're using every day. It's shiny. You can see through and somewhat gimmicky for a sculpture. Now, if I was going to use those gimmicks for the sculpture, I think it would have distracted from the sculpture itself. And I tried as hard as I could to remove those gimmicks from it and to have the shape there. The glass sculpture that I'm doing most of the time starts from glass tubing from very good quality, and the raw material is clear and very responsive. You can work on very high temperature flame. The process starts by pulling the glass into sections which you can later handle with your hands and use the torch as a way of melting it. Glass is very good for insulation, therefore you can hold it quite close to where the glass is completely molten, and it's very high temperature there. You move it to where you want it to, you pinch it, you blow it, you do anything you want, and then in a very short time it freezes. And when it freezes, you catch the exact shape that you expected it to be. I began as a scientist, and actually the technique or the methods that I'm using are mainly used for scientific reasons. Now, this will be true with most other materials. There was not, I don't think there is no any other media which is now used for art that was originally started as a media to work for art. And I'm using the very sophisticated technique that's been used now for scientific work in glass for art purposes. But I feel that once you build a good apparatus, it's as artistic as a good piece of art. color, I must say, is not the most important part of the sculpture. I first care a lot about the shape. And unless there is a shape that really makes me happy, and unless I'm willing to live with it, then the color is not being introduced to it. The only message that I'm trying to get in the sculpture is to have people want to come see it again. And if they see more and more things in it, and if they want to see it again, it doesn't need a message, but that's the message I want to get across.